So, my name is Alicia. I'm going to give a short brief about introduction. For our program, it encourages the holistic language development in children with fun and meaningful activity based on literacy. All the objective aim to developing curiosity, creativity, and confidence in the effective use of English language. So, the second point is develop of habit of reading. In this program, there is a promotion of children to look with a feeling of wonder at what around them and to discover in order to learn. By developing the habits of learning, it's made children fall in love with books and reading and expect that is very crucial in lifelong learning. So the third point is encouraging the children to share their thoughts and fantasy by journalizing, narrating stories, and making simple sentences using sentences. That's all from me. Thank you. So we move to another part, which is structure of the program, reading component. But before that, I will give an introduction about reading component. Reading components are the key skills or area that help students to become more effective and become confident readers and learners. The reading components also help students to communicate with their peers and enhance their thinking skill and explore the world around them. It also plays various roles in helping students to develop their language ability and broaden their language. So, in reading component, there are four elements in reading component. The first one is A1, which is phonics and decoding. The second one is A2, fluency development. The third one, A3, comprehension skills. The last one, A4, which is independent and extensive learning. So, I'm going to talk about A1, which is phonics and decoding. Phonics and decoding refer to the understanding of how letter or group of letters work to produce the sounds of phonemes. Other than that, the teacher can teach the students the connection between letters and sound, which is allowing them to read, spell, and pronounce the word correctly. The second point is process of using phonic language to read unfamiliar words. In the other word, decoding allows readers or students to recognize, sound out, and pronounce unfamiliar words. So the second element or component is A2, which is fluency development. The ability to read the text accurately, quickly, and with proper expression. When students are able to read and pronounce the text fluently, they do not have to focus on decoding every single word while reading. And then, fluency development also help to transform students from slow reading students and word by word readers into confident ones. Other than that, the teachers can organize repeated reading in class. The teacher can provide various sentences and the student have to choose. After they're choosing the sentences, they have to read it several times until they're fluent and smoothly reading the text. We move to the third point, which is the third component, which is comprehension skill. Comprehension skill is the ability to understand, interpret, and identify the meaning from the written text. To be precise, it also involves thinking deeply about what they read, connecting the main ideas, and writing a summary from the text. Other than that, the teachers can organize story mapping. What is story mapping? Story mapping is a visual strategy that is used to help students to identify and organize the flow of the story and also identify the plot structure. So, we move to the last component, which is A4, independent and extensive reading. So, what is independent and extensive reading? Independent and extensive reading is the ability for students to read on their own, choosing a book that matches their interest and reading level. Other than that, while extensive reading refers to the student reading a large amount of materials for general knowledge and understanding. In addition, Extensive reading might foster positive reading habits and make you more influenced. The material are also easy and interesting, such as storybooks, comic, and short novel. Other than that, the teacher can organize genre exploration week, which is the student have to explore different types of literary genre and help students to understand the story and the text that come from various perspectives. That's all from me. Thank you.
So I'll be explaining about the program goals. The program aims to help children develop their English skills in a fun and meaningful way. It encourages curiosity by letting them explore and learn from their surroundings. Through interesting stories, colorful pictures, and interactive reading, children are guided to enjoy reading and build good habits. They also improve their writing by journaling, telling stories, and making simple sentences. Group activities like storytelling and reading together help them learn teamwork and communication. The program creates a happy learning environment where learning becomes fun and enjoyable. In the end, it helps children use English confidently and creatively while becoming curious and expressive learners. That's all from me. Thank you. Sir, I'll be talking about the weekly schedule. So this week's schedule focuses on integrating both readings and writing skill progressively throughout the week. On Monday, students begin with sound awareness and word recognition to strengthen their phonics and basic spelling. On Tuesday, they explore different text types such as posters and diaries, entries to understand purpose and structure. By Wednesday, they practice sequencing and retelling stories to improve comprehension and sentence organization. On Thursday, students enhance their critical thinking by reading short passages and expressing personal opinions in writing. Finally, on Friday, they focus on fluency and accuracy by rereading familiar texts and revising their written work through the writing processes. Overall, the schedule builds student confidence and literacy step by step, making learning engaging and meaningful. That's all from me. Thank you.
So, hi, my name is Nur Fatih Izati, and I will be talking about the teaching strategies. So, as for our group, we focus on some effective teaching strategies to ensure writing lessons are more interesting. So firstly, the first one is guided writing, where teachers help students write step by step and give feedback to the students so they can improve their grammar and their confidence skills. Next is group work. Students will share their ideas, their main ideas, and learn from each other. This will also help the students build teamwork skills and this will make learning fun and more engaging. Then we have pictures or visual aids like flashcards or images to help students to get better ideas for their writing. Another strategy is reading before writing, and this is where the students read a story first and then write their own version, meaning paraphrase it. This helps the students understand a deeper story flow and their vocabulary. The students will also learn to expand their vocabulary. So as for the last strategy is the use of technology like PowerPoint or Canva. This will ensure the lessons are more engaging and helps students gain digital skills. So that is all for my part as for the teaching strategies. Okay. So I'll be continuing with my part for the writing component. So the purpose of the writing component is to help students express their ideas clearly and confidently. Okay, so in B2, usually it aims for year 2 to 4. Okay, in B2, students will start to learn to write short paragraphs and use connectors such as first, next, and finally. In B3, students will move on to creative writing like stories, and they will start to learn how to write letters, where they learn on how to generate their own ideas. And lastly, in B4, which is the writing process approach, it is used where students plan, draft, and edit their work to improve. So overall, writing helps the students build their holistic confidence, creativity, and help language skills. That is all from me. Thank you.
My name is Nur Ali Sabrina. I will be talking about the assessment and methods. So the first one is the writing assessment methods. The assessment that we chose is rubric-based assessment. So this method is a structured method of evaluating the student's performance using a scoring rubric template with a clear criteria such as grammar, vocabulary, organization, and much more. This method is fair, structured, and also helps students to understand what they need to improve. Teachers can assess them with 4 different criteria: excellent, good, fair, and needs improvement. It helps ensure fairness, consistency, clarity in marking. For younger learners, the rubrics can also be simplified using smiley face, stars, or even short phrases like keep improving or needs more practice. Teachers can also use the rubric results to plan for the lessons based on the areas that the students need to improve. So the second one is teacher observation methods. This is an effective assessment method where teachers can observe the students and provide individual feedback during or after the writing task. This method could allow the teachers to assess students' writing skills, behavior, effort, and their participation in real time. This could also give personal guidance and supports the student progress. This method is suitable especially for primary school students because it provides immediate and personalized feedback. So I'll be talking about the reading assessment methods. So the first one that we choose is the oral fluency check. This is an assessment method used to evaluate how well the students can speak fluently, confidently, and also accurately. Teachers can conduct short oral activities such as storytelling, reading a short paragraph session, and much more to evaluate their fluency in English. Teachers also need to observe several criteria, which is pronunciation, confidence, and using the correct grammar and vocabulary. This can also provide and improve their confidence and reading accuracy. So the second one is the understanding instruction. This is an assessment to assess how well the students listen, comprehend, and follow the instructions given by the teachers during classes. It is important because the students need to understand the task given before participate in writing exercises, games, or even burhan. Teachers need to observe how well they comprehend the task given to complete the assigned task after instructions are given. For an example, after explaining the instructions, teachers could observe whether the students follow the steps correctly or wrong. If the student shows confusion or shows hesitation, teachers may repeat again or even simplify the instruction to make them understand more. This sure helps all students are on the same page and able to participate meaningfully. So the next one is the progress monitoring methods. The first one that we chose is the task collection method. This method is an effective of making a collection of the students' work that shows their learning progress, achievements, and improvements over time. Each student should have their own file or their collection that contains their work, such as their creative writing tasks, reflection, or even vocabulary worksheets. This method could allow both teachers and students to track how the students apply the lessons learned in classes. These methods could also serve as a motivational tool for students to look back at their work earlier and notice their improvement. Teachers can also plan future lessons based on students' progress. The next one is the self-assessment methods. This method is an effective monitoring method where students can reflect their own learning and evaluate their performance based on simple criteria checklist right away. This would allow students to take ownership of their learning and be more aware of their strengths and the ones that need to be improved. For an example, for each learning session, students can fill in or write a short reflection to make it simpler, such as tick boxes, like I learned new words today, or I can use the new words in my sentence without confusion. For younger learners, they can even use smiley face stickers or star stickers to make their reflection more fun and easier for them to understand. Next, I will be talking about the enrichment and support activities. So the first activities is the creative writing task. Teachers could encourage students to write short stories, poems, or even riddles using the newly words they have learned. This activity could give students the opportunity to apply the newly words they have learned. This activity gives students the opportunity to apply the new word they learned in a meaningful and imaginative ways. This not only could improve their vocabulary, but also could develop their creativity, grammar, and sentence construction skills. For younger learners, the writing task can be guided, like filling in the missing words or even completing short story prompts. The second one is the word detective challenge. Students could find the new words from books, magazines, novels, or even in daily conversations to do a research on their own and share it with the fellow students during classes to see if they could understand the word or not. Students can keep a small notebook to keep the new words they find, along with the meanings, synonyms, and everything that they learn about the new words. This activity could promote independent learning as they find the new meanings on their own and before introducing them to the class. So the last one is the vocabulary wall leader. This activity could allow the advanced learner to find a new word they found and lead the class in updating the Word Explorer wall, where the students display and record the new words and meaning. This activity can give the students a sense of responsibility and leadership in leading or managing the class. Each week, a selected student or group can act as the leader that is responsible for introducing the new words, organizing the display, or explaining the students for the class sessions. By taking the leadership role, students could become more confident and engaged in the learning process. It can also encourage peer learning as other students depend on the leader for guidance and to participate actively in discussion. That's all from me. Thank you.